I asked her what she was talking about. She told me that she could see into the bathroom mirror, which reflected where I was standing to pee. Well, was it worth the wait? I drunkenly said, laughing at her. Just like that, the mood in the room completely changed.
No.
Peace and blessings, Willie Mofos, and welcome to another episode of He Rants. I am yo Felix Long Trousers.
Hey, Daddy! Oh my God!
All right, let's not waste no more time. Let's get right into this.
I accidentally got my sister pregnant, and we aren't telling anyone to make her rich husband believe it's his.
Oh, God. Oh, fucking what? I mean, apparently sister, but what?
Yeah. My sister and I grew...
Man, when you have the gay guy even saying what, that's when you know it's real. That's when you know it's gonna die. But how do you accidentally smash your sibling and then get them pregnant? So that means you have to finish, right? That means you have to go all the way. And like, who approached who? It's not like, was it a mutual, like both of you guys came at the same time, like to meet up and be like, hey, let's do this? Like who approached who?
My sister and I grew up very close. We are close in age. I'm 22 and she's 25. So we got to experience a lot of life things around the same time. Because of that, we became best friends super early on. Growing up, I was absolutely never attracted to her in any sort of way.
Yeah, it's your sister, bro.
I also believe it's worth stating that I have never had any sort of brother/sister fetish or any sort of incest fetish either. And after everything that's happened, I still don't. 3 years ago, I started college and moved to a different state. A few weeks ago, my sister's longtime boyfriend asked her to marry him. It's the first time I was ever really super far away from my family, and it bothered me really badly. I got super...
Enough to want to smash your sister? You missed her so much you had to get in the gushy, wet supreme of your sister? Let's keep going.
I got super bad depression and became really homesick. Around 7 months later, I got to fly back home and see my family for my sister's wedding day. It was one of the biggest days of my life, seeing my best friend marry the man of her dreams.
I'm just like, hit us with the punchline. Like, girl, stop dragging it out.
Now, a tiny bit of backstory here. Her husband's dad is insanely wealthy, a really big name in the pharmaceutical business. He not only paid 100% for their huge wedding, but also bought them a gorgeous house in full, apparently with a check, as a wedding gift from mom and dad. I went back to college and life back home went on normally. I was still really depressed and homesick, but decided to do what I had to do and just push on. I was able to visit back home a few more times because of holidays. The one time I went back home other than for a holiday was a surprise party for my parents' 30th anniversary. Usually when I went home, I would get picked up at the airport by my dad and I would stay at their house in a spare bedroom. But because this was a big secret, my sister picked me up and I was staying at her house for the 5 days I was in town.
I just hate this.
The party was great and everything went wonderful. There was a lot of alcohol there and I definitely drank my fair share.
Don't do this. Don't do it. I feel like we already know what's about to happen. Oh, I got super drunk, and before you knew it, my peen was inside my sister. Bro, I'm not going for that, bro. I'm not gonna lock this guy up. And before you lock him up, punch him up a few times. You know what I'm saying? Punch him in his chest and in his neck and in his chin. Like punch him up a few times, man. He needs a good beating. Pause. That was crazy. No, that wasn't a pause moment, was that? Good beat. Yeah. Because you can say beating off, right? Where's this conversation even going? I don't
Drink my fair share. The party ended around 10 p.m. My sister and I were both pretty drunk and took an Uber back to her house about 15 minutes away. Her husband works long hours and was unable to take off work this day. And by the time we got home, he was already asleep in their bedroom. We decided to go into the spare bedroom that I was sleeping in just to catch up and talk. We chatted for around half an hour, just talking about life and shit. We were both pretty drunk, and at this point, it was getting pretty late. I had to pee, and I told her I would be right back. So I got up and walked into the bathroom attached to the bedroom I was staying in and started to pee. Didn't think anything of it. When I walked back into the room, my sister was laughing. I asked her what was so funny when she admitted, quote, I somehow managed to go 22 years without seeing your dick. I was super confused and sort of embarrassed. I asked her what she was talking about. She told me that she could see into the bathroom mirror, which reflected where I was standing to pee. Well, was it worth the wait? I drunkenly said, laughing at her. Just like that, the mood in the room completely changed.
No.
Wait, what that? No, okay. So that answered the question who approached who. I guess she pretty much opened the door. No, that wasn't even open the door type of situation. That was just weird. Why are you looking at me while I'm peeing? Why didn't he close the door? And then why is he It's Caucasian humor. It's Caucasian humor. That's what it is. Caucasians usually have these weird things. I know it doesn't say the race of the person, but they're Caucasian. like they're Caucasian. Let's be real, son. You know what I'm saying? I love me white people, son, but I mean, like, this is Caucasian. You guys know I'm a misogynist, so automatically I'm going to say the woman was the one who introduced it. Talking about seeing the pee-pee. Like, why are you watching your brother pee? That's weird. That's weird. And he just jumped on to the weirdness. I guess it's in their DNA of weirdness. I don't know. Let's keep going.
No.
It was like someone flipped a switch.
No.
We kept bantering back and forth for a few minutes when out of absolutely nowhere, I started kissing her on the lips pretty aggressively. I immediately realized what I was doing and started to pull away when she grabbed onto my head and pulled me back.
Oh my God. I'm just trying to get out of here in my brain. Oh my God.
Okay, she might have initiated the talking stuff, but he actually initiated the follow through. I don't know who's worse. I don't know who's worse. Like, we got to throw away the family. Where am I getting these videos?
Oh my God. What? What in the West Virginia is happening?
Oh, you could have said Westeros too, but you never saw Game of Thrones.
I didn't. Oh, you talked all about that.
I got extremely turned on, and she did too.
There's some things that even on Reddit you should just omit. Sorry.
I didn't feel like we were brother and sister at all. It felt like we were longtime friends who finally gave in to each other's lust. Things got heated quickly, and before we knew it, we were having sex. It lasted for around 10 minutes before we both finished. We laughed it off nervously and got dressed quickly. We chatted for just a little.
10 minutes? 10 minutes of straight strokage? This is some Jamie Lannister. Like they mentioned the Game of Thrones joint. I was like, sure, this really is like the Lannisters. Because if you guys watch Game of Thrones, you guys know about the boy Joffrey. Joffrey's a baby born of ancestry. Ancestry. Is that a word? I know his ancestry is a word. But he was born, and then they pretended because the dude is a king. So the woman's a queen, the dude's a king. The Lannisters are brother and sister. They pretended that Joffrey was actually the prince, even though he was a baby made out of incest. It's watch Game of Thrones. It's a good show. Let's keep going.
We chatted for just a little bit longer before finally deciding to call it a night. It felt so wrong and weird afterwards. The rest of my trip was super awkward. Us having to pretend that everything was normal, with this being the biggest thing on our mind, was challenging. But before I knew it, my trip was over and I went back to college. Weeks later, I received a text from my sister asking if I had some time to talk alone. My heart sank because I knew it was going to be about that night. I put it off for hours before finally calling her. She called me to tell me that she was pregnant and she's 100% certain that the baby is mine. I was speechless. I wasn't expecting something like this at all. We talked and tried to figure out what we should do. We were concerned.
Listen. You out here smashing. You smashed your sister, and you weren't expecting her to get pregnant. Hopefully, I was hoping that you wouldn't have expected to smash your sister. I mean, that's one thing. I'm sorry I keep pausing the video. I'm just on the fact that Cuz smashed his sister, his sibling. Like, come on, so y'all shared the same ovaries. Like, come on now. Is that how it works? Uterus. Y'all shared the same not at the same time, but different times. You know, you guys, you understood what the hell I meant. And how does she know it's 100% his kid? Like, she wasn't smashing her man? Like, was no intertwining or something? I don't know. Let's keep going. It's almost done.
We were concerned in a situation that was so above our heads that we couldn't even figure out where to start. Abortion came into discussion multiple times, but neither of us wanted that. We decided that it would be best to act like her husband is the father and raise it like that, so without ever telling anyone because of how wealthy his family is.
No, the baby is going to come out with 6 foreheads.
She is due the week of June 10th. Absolutely no one knows or has even the slightest clue. This is a secret that my sister and I put our life on to protect. Things will never be the same between us. The last handful of months, I've become a heavy drinker and party goer and failing almost every one of my classes. It's messed me up a ton. It's going to be super weird whenever I have kids now too. It's so weird how quick a dumb decision could change the rest of your life.
Hey, I'm not all for, going to the clinic to, erase a child. But let's be real. This is a Reddit story because this can all be BS, right? Some people just sit down and they want to write a short little mini novel or something like that. Just a random thrill, like a shock factor type of joint. I don't know. This could be one of those because it's crazy. Do I believe that there's a whole slew of people out there smashing their sibling? Yes. I feel like there's a whole lot of them that's doing some wild and crazy stuff in the bedroom with their sibling. Yes, I honestly do. Is this story one of truth? I don't know, possibly. I mean, the child, hopefully you get lucky and the child doesn't come out with, like Cuz says, 6 foreheads or something like that. But hey, your child might come out just being an asshole like Joffrey in Game of Thrones. That could be a thing, That could be a real big thing. Speaking of big things, right? I'm assuming his thing was pretty big because if she saw it and had to comment on it, I'm assuming either it was very huge or pretty. What are we talking about? The weirdness of the story has now rubbed off on me, and it's time to end the video, right? Not like I'm about to go out here smash the siblings and but I just feel like the weirdness for you even bringing up that last comment was wild. So I feel like it's time for us to end the video. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Let's compensate. I'm replying to all comments. And that's all I got to say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.